Stop believing Earth was made for you. This planet is merely a cosmic crime scene. You are currently standing on the cooled, jagged slag of a 40,000 mph impact that should have reduced this world to sterile dust. When the protoplanet Theia slammed into our original crust, the astrophysics of destruction glitched. Instead of total pulverization, our cores fused in a violent, molten surgery, leaving us trapped on a planet-sized surgical scar still hemorrhaging heat beneath the surface. This stability is a statistical illusion with a decaying geological clock. The moon is not a serene guardian, it is a gargantuan shrapnel fragment acting as a temporary hydraulic brake on our chaotic rotation. Every year, this gravitational anchor slips 3 centimeters further into the void, loosening its grip on our atmosphere. We are locked inside a mechanical countdown to our extinction, where the friction of our own air will become a searing torch as the brake finally fails. Do not look for purpose in the stars, the universe is a blind, grinding machine that nearly finished us before we began. Our survival was a fatal error in the angle of collision, a momentary bypass in the laws of celestial mechanics that normally favor total extinction. We are not a garden, we are the debris of a planetary collision that didn't have the decency to finish the job. This ground is a thin sheet of glass over a furnace. Only those with the psychological constitution to face this forensic autopsy of our extinction should remain. If your stomach can handle the unfiltered data of our inevitable collapse, signal your clearance and leave a like right now to unlock the rest of this file. It is a filter for the brave, a silent pact among those who refuse the comfort of lies. The orbital clock is failing, and the most brutal evidence of our mechanical doom is waiting ahead. Right beneath your feet, a catastrophic thermal engine is desperately attempting to tear itself apart. We inhabit the rapidly cooling crust of a molten tomb, forged in a planetary collision that permanently fractured the structural integrity of our core. The tectonic plates you trust are merely shattered scabs floating over a volatile ocean of radioactive, pressurized magma. This entire geological system is not a stable habitat, it is an active wound, bleeding heat relentlessly into the freezing void. The thermodynamic friction generated by that ancient impact destroyed the Earth's absolute rotational equilibrium. Our inner core spins chaotically, unsynchronized from the mantle, creating geomagnetic tensions that threaten to rip our geomagnetic shield apart. This relentless grinding acts like a microscopic guillotine against our electromagnetic field, slowly wearing down the defenses that block lethal solar radiation. Every rotation of this defective globe forces liquid metals at the center to violently crush together like stripped gears about to seize. Immense accumulated geological pressure transforms the foundations of our modern cities into thin eggshells balanced beneath the anvil of a colossal, blind hydraulic press. This tectonic tension does not dissipate peacefully, it shreds solid rock with the brute violence of bones being pulverized by an industrial compactor. We built our fragile biology exactly over the seismic fault lines, where this thermodynamic monster tries to regurgitate lethal energy accumulated at the exact moment of our near-planetary obliteration. The true nightmare does not reside in the instability of the ground beneath us, but in the mechanical failure of the only brake delaying our summary destruction. Our lunar anchor, which supposedly tamed violent seas after the forming impact, is not a divine protection but an infected bandage losing its grip. With every millimeter this wounded stone slides through the dark vacuum, the invisible tethers preventing Earth from gutting its own atmosphere wear down, pulling the blade closer. The academic establishment packaged the sheer violence of our solar system into comfortable textbooks, selling the toxic lie of a perfect, harmonious cosmic cradle. They domesticated physical annihilation, convincing you that elliptical orbits are eternal clocks guaranteeing a peaceful future for our fragile species. This soothing narrative is an intellectual sedative designed to hide the terrifying reality that we operate inside a gravitational Russian roulette, strictly rigged against our long-term biological survival in this decaying, freezing universe. The veil of this statistical safety is already being torn by forces that modern astronomy attempts to minimize in dense, hidden reports. The stability of our ocean tides, once celebrated as the heartbeat of the planet, now exhibits frightening arrhythmias as the lunar distance mercilessly increases. The orbital ballet keeping us alive is actually a fraying tightrope snapping rapidly under the weight of invisible astronomical friction, while we walk blindfolded toward an inevitable and total thermal imbalance. Isotopes exhumed from the deepest layers of the crust tell the true forensic story of our violent and accidental birth. We did not emerge from harmonious cosmic dust, but from the pierced, liquefied bowels of two shattered worlds in a congested gravitational expressway. We are mere parasites clinging to planetary debris that should have been reduced to inert gas, wandering through the void like a tragic car crash forgotten by the cold mathematics of an unforgiving universe. Continuing to believe the institutionalized lie of planetary safety means choosing passive ignorance while the gravitational guillotine slowly descends on our atmosphere. Hit subscribe now to secure your permanent access to this forensic archive and stop being hopelessly deceived by obsolete textbooks. Our mechanical survival window closes with every fraction of a millimeter the moon retreats into the darkness, proving the original collision never truly ended, and our sentence of total annihilation only suffered a macabre postponement. Feel the crushing weight of the deformed atmosphere physically pressing against your fragile skin. This thermodynamic friction is not a distant equation, but an invisible claw compressing the biomechanics inside your own body. When our magnetic shield cracks under the stellar wind, the first sign is a suffocating cranial pressure. This brutal grip on our anatomy serves as a mere prelude to an asphyxiating vacuum that will sweep away all oxygen, destroying any biological adaptation before you can even react. The air you breathe already carries the metallic stench of ozone being shredded by celestial blades. Listen to the subatomic scream of solar particles tearing through our magnetic field like rusted nails scraping against pressurized, fracturing glass. The temperature will violently oscillate, acting like a furnace suddenly leaking into the freezing void. Our entire biology remains blindly submerged inside this sensory morgue, merely awaiting the brutal instant when spontaneous cellular boiling will begin directly inside your collapsing human lungs. This mechanical failure of the planetary machine will operate on your body with lethal, surgical precision. Your bronchial tubes will be rapidly corroded by superheated air, transforming the instinctive attempt to breathe into a horrific act of self-immolation. The atmospheric collapse resulting from our chaotic rotation will act as an invisible anvil, mercilessly crushing your ribcage. Human organic tissue will be quickly ground and liquefied like disposable trash caught between gigantic celestial gears violently spinning completely out of our control. The sheer physical terror of feeling the oceans boil is just the agonizing preface to an irreversible cosmic sentence. Asphyxiating pain and biological panic are merely sensory distractions obscuring the true scale of our planetary slaughter. We will experience these brutal physical symptoms while the invisible chains of our solar system simultaneously shatter. The cruelest part of this deep organic collapse is not the absolute melting of our skin, but the relentless mathematical prison that orchestrates and guarantees this massacre. Every ounce of apparent cosmic luck humanity believes it possesses is just a temporary statistical glitch awaiting brutal correction. We blindly trust our atmosphere as a bulletproof vest, ignoring that this fragile armor constantly disintegrates with every phase of our orbital decay. The cosmos never tolerates perpetual anomalies, demanding severe thermal compensation for the equilibrium profaned during our violent creator collision. Our planetary security is a pathetic castle of dust built over a geological fault line already triggered to explosively fail. The mathematics calculating our extermination are painfully cold, irrefutable, and have already been finalized by the relentless vectors of the solar system. There is no escape velocity capable of saving organisms anchored to a rock of 6 septillion kilograms losing angular momentum in the vacuum. Lethal inertia and gravity crush any stupid fantasy of interstellar escape. Our technological rockets are microscopic matches lit inside a gigantic vacuum chamber, completely welded and permanently sealed shut from the freezing outside. The grotesque contrast between human biological arrogance and the cosmic grinding machine borders on the sadistic humor of a ruthless executioner. While crowds sleep clinging to fragile illusions of infinite progress, colossal celestial gears systematically align the gravitational blade that will inevitably tear our planet apart. We erected ignorant civilizations directly upon the geological wounds of a catastrophic impact, celebrating a false peace while the universe silently chambers the mechanical bullet that will destroy our ridiculous, accidental existence forever. There is no reinforced underground bunker capable of withstanding the weight of celestial mathematics collapsing upon our deeply wounded crust. You must urgently expose the confidential evidence of this active planetary morgue to the other oblivious inmates. Share this file with those who still look at the sky and feel safe, because pathetic denial will never alter the physics of our slaughter. The grim equation of our total obliteration keeps subtracting seconds from the clock as the abyss widens. The precise millisecond the lunar anchor permanently snaps is not a silent astronomical event, it is a deafening mechanical amputation. Our planetary crust will violently buckle under the sudden shift in angular momentum, shattering tectonic plates like brittle glass crushed beneath an invisible hydraulic press. The geomagnetic shield, deprived of its kinetic engine, will instantly dissolve into the freezing vacuum. This structural death blow permanently unseals the fragile atmospheric vault protecting our boiling biology. Stripped of our electromagnetic armor, lethal solar radiation will immediately flood the breached atmosphere like liquid fire pouring into a sealed tomb. The oceans will spontaneously flash boil, transforming our life-sustaining water into a superheated abrasive steam that scours the exposed continents down to the bedrock. Every organic cellular structure will be brutally irradiated and incinerated by an unstoppable cosmic blowtorch. The surface of this world will rapidly revert to the violent, molten slaughterhouse of its original birth. This catastrophic thermal execution is permanently locked into the cold mathematical vectors governing our decaying solar system. There are no emergency protocols hidden within the laws of thermodynamics to halt the relentless kinetic grinding of our collapsing orbit. Gravity acts as a merciless warden, ensuring that every ounce of escaping biological matter is dragged back into the planetary incinerator. Escaping this gravity well requires impossible energy, effectively sealing humanity inside a rapidly contracting, inescapable pressurized crematorium. We are currently enduring the final agonizing fractions of a second before the immense celestial gears completely seize and fracture. The agonizing friction echoing beneath our feet confirms that the thermodynamic monster buried in our core is finally breaching the surface. Absolute biological failure is no longer a distant theoretical probability, but an actively accelerating physical process happening right now. The total mechanical collapse of our temporary habitat brings us directly to the ultimate existential verdict. The deepest, most terrifying truth of this cosmic autopsy is that the universe never engineered a contingency plan for your survival. We are a negligible statistical rounding error spinning inside a blind, apathetic machine that grinds entire galaxies into dust without hesitation. There is no benevolent cosmic safety net waiting to catch our fragile species when the tectonic floor finally gives way. The celestial mechanics orchestrating our obliteration function with the cold indifference of an industrial meat grinder. Your complex biological architecture will be violently disassembled and fed back into the radioactive furnace that originally forged this doomed rock. Every memory, every monument, and every microscopic trace of human existence will be completely pulverized into sterile, superheated ash wandering through the void. We will not leave a majestic legacy among the stars, we will simply become anonymous carbon debris, reabsorbed by the same violently chaotic solar vortex that accidentally spat us out billions of years ago. This absolute annihilation permanently shatters the pathetic human arrogance that falsely crowned us as the ultimate purpose of the cosmos. We were never the masters of this temporary molten terrarium, we were just incredibly lucky parasites feeding off a delayed execution. As the final layers of our atmospheric illusion are violently ripped away, the true hierarchy of the universe is brutally re-established. The void demands its stolen matter back, and our insignificant reign is officially erased. Facing the undeniable physical evidence of our imminent planetary execution, what is your final conclusion? Go to the comments and type "miracle" if you stubbornly believe our temporary survival was intentionally designed by a creator, or mistake, if you finally accept we are merely a doomed statistical glitch. The gravitational blade is already falling, and this strictly confidential forensic archive will soon be completely erased along with everything else. Leave your mark before the screen goes dark.